Hey fam, it's me Aaron for a comic show, and this week is awesome. Last week was awesome, the week before that was awesome. This DC Rebirth is good. It's good, it's giving fans what they want. It's like Rebirth, it's like being born again in DC. It's like baptizing me in the new logo. Like, let's do this. Like, this is awesome. But before I talk about that, Hanna-Barbara, Wacky Raceland, it's like suddenly like someone at DC looked up the meaning of the word synergy, and they're like, what if we had corporate synergy? What if we did stuff with our Hanna-Barbera characters? And what if, for Wacky Racelands, we got some of the, an art director from Mad Max to redesign all these characters in a Mad Max type way? And what if we got like Penelope Pitstop to do the Furiosa stuff? Yes, yes please, thank you. Like Muttley's in here and he even does that thing. Like he even goes, he does it. Cool, on panel, I loved it. So if you like Mad Max, seriously get it. Like seriously. Like if you like Mad Max and you have something of a sense of humor, which you probably do, but I've enjoyed all of them now. Future Quest was great, Scooby-Doo was fun, Wacky Raceland is awesome, so try that. All right, Rebirth this week was pretty good. Like seriously, last week we were surprised about how well it sold. Sure, I ordered heavy, so I still have all the issues. I still have both covers, all the issues, because I want to believe. You know, I hold out hope. I have such an affinity to DC's characters that, yeah, I wanted to believe. That was before I even read the Rebirth one-shot, which I loved. And these issues, yes, the Rebirth issues are sort of like what I said last week, setting the table. It's like, here's the plate, and here's some of the utensils here, and here's some over here. I haven't watched Pretty Woman in a while, so I don't know where the forks and knives and spoons go, but it's like setting the table for the meal, but it's not the meal. So you see this table being set, and you're like, holy crap, this is gonna be a good meal. This meal is gonna be several courses. I'm excited for this meal. And that's what the Rebirth issues are. And this week, my favorite one was Flash. Flash Rebirth was Barry, and here's the other cover, but it also has Wally. So Wally West, the classic Kid Flash Wally West from the Rebirth one-shot, like he's in this issue a lot, and it's awesome. And it follows up on the Batman stuff in here. Like seriously, the Batman stuff where Batman has that letter and that button pin, it's in here. Like you want this. And it's Joshua Williamson who writes great stuff for himself, for Image, like Birthright. But if you are getting any Rebirth book this week, it should be Flash. Now, going on, Aquaman, I'm digging that too. Okay, I like that he's with Mira. I like that the main villain is the main villain, and you see him revealed at the end of this issue. I'm not gonna spoil that. But they deal with all the issues about Aquaman that people have, that he's a joke in pop culture, that he's torn between two worlds, that he wants to make peace, but he always has people of his own races, Atlantean people, hating on him, wanting to destroy him. And I really dug it, and I'm excited for this book. I've always loved Aquaman. I love Geoff Johns running Aquaman, and you can tell that Geoff Johns had a hand in this. So moving on, Wonder Woman, Greg Rucka, love Greg Rucka, always love Greg Rucka, love Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman. You'll see the preview pages of this. The very first page, it's kind of weird. It's like the story keeps changing. Either my mom made me a clay, or my mom, had me through Zeus, and I'm actually a demagogue, or something else, or maybe I have a brother or whatever, And it kind of goes through this whole thing of like the story is changing, and myths change, stories change, things change. I get that, but this whole issue was about things changing. And I'm ready for the change. So just bring it on, just bring it on. Wonder Woman, she changed from a New 52 costume to this new costume, and she's struggling with a lot of stuff that I guess metaphorically she's been struggling with the characters. Like, no, now this is her origin. No, now this is. No, now we're rebooting this. And I believe there's going to be a synergy of origins and stories, and we're going to have a cohesive, awesome Wonder Woman because it's Greg Rucka. But this first issue was a little bit like, here's her three origins, like Joker, and it's like, we'll see. These books, I actually really love Detective. Tinian's doing it, Snyder's protege. And what I like so much of this is all of these Robins, all these young characters that are in Gotham, they're training. Batwoman joins up with Batman as partners to train these characters. Batwoman was a Marine, She's been through boot camp. She's putting them through boot camp. There was a joke that the Robin thing was an internship program. That's how Batman ran through so many of them. But it's a boot camp, and you have Cassandra Cain, you have Spoiler, you have Tim Drake, and Clayface for some reason, but whatever. You need a big hulking mass of character, whatever. But little things in here as a fan you can pick up on. Like Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown, Spoiler, have a shared history. Like they do. Like he tells her something very personal and intimate, and she picks up on it and knows about it and continues talking about it. We haven't seen stuff like this. This is cool. Yes, more please. And I like the idea of Batwoman training younger vigilantes. That's cool. And the big bad in here is not revealed yet. There's clues, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it all. Action Comics, Superman, Dan Jurgans. You guys know I'm not Dan Jurgens' biggest fan. Like, I don't hate the guy. The guy's a nice guy. And I've met him. He's nice. And he gave me Booster Gold. He created Booster Gold. I love Booster Gold. Booster Gold's one of my top 5 favorite characters. Seriously, like for reals. And his Superman, Death of Superman, I just didn't like it, you guys. I just didn't like it. They punch each other enough times that they both synchronized die. There was no struggling with these hard questions, or whether they punch each other and they die. It's like, okay, cool. That's the best-selling comic book of all time or whatever. And, some people read it and it's like, cool, I'm done. There's nothing, that is what people sampled. Not a Neil Gaiman comic, not a Geoff Johns comic, but that. But, it is what it is. This issue, however, I can see Superman fans really digging. Like, it was cool. There's all these elements of cool in it. Like, seriously, you got Lex Luthor wearing this Superman-type costume with the shield and the cape saying, Superman's dead, so now I'm going to be your Superman. I can be your hero. And then Beard Superman, old 52 Superman, it's like, man, I'm going to shave my beard for this. He shaves his beard. He's like, nah, man, I'm Superman. And then they fight, and he punches him, just decks him, like aggression. And it's like, wait a minute, you're not the real Superman. Real Superman wouldn't fight unprovoked like that. And as they're fighting, another crazy thing happens with another character that comes out of the blue, and then the big villain who's on the cover, this is all on the cover, then Clark Kent shows up out of nowhere. Clark Kent, who is not Superman, but is Clark Kent there, and then Doomsday falls out of the sky. And I'm like, really? All this in this first issue? Come on! Like, seriously, that's insane. So, I'm telling you, I'm not Dan Jurgens' biggest fan by any stretch. I enjoyed that issue, and I am definitely going to read the next one. Moving on to Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man Civil War. Civil War, it involves Spider-Man. He's like, oh God, not again. And Ulysses is heavy in this, and it's cool. I liked it. Gods of War, you have Hercules being all butthurt that he wasn't invited to the party. So he's going to make his own posse, his own entourage, and have his Gods of War. Kind of cool. And this Young Marvel coloring book, this is the payoff. This makes all those young covers, all those baby covers, just totally worth it. This is an entire coloring book of just those baby covers. Like, I could color this all day long. Like, my daughter and I are going to color one of these. I'm thrilled that they made this. This is awesome. Moving on, another issue of Darth Vader as it winds towards its final issue and all the plot threads are coming together. Great book, love it. Poe Dameron and his Black Squadron. I have a thing for Poe. He's a very sexy man. And Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything. If you didn't know, when I talked about it last week with the first issue, this is a weekly series. For the 5 Wednesdays of June, we're going to have one issue of this until it's over. And they're literally going through multiverses and destroying everything. Like, it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's fun. All right, this book is, the concept's clever and weird. It's executed very well, executed tastefully, and goes beyond just the gimmick. I enjoyed it. It's called Merry Men. You see the dudes kissing here, and I don't know what's going on here, but it's something. There's 2 dudes definitely. There's definitely 2 dudes. I don't know. But anyway, Mary is like an old-timey, I don't know if it's a slur or just an old-timey way to call homosexuals. Like, oh, they're a bunch of Marys. Confirmed bachelors, eh? But anyway, Robin Hood had his merry men, and now this is the merry men marry like, homosexual marry. And it reimagines the persecution in the Robin Hood mythos with the sheriff of Nottingham and all that to they're being persecuted because they're homosexuals. And it works. And it really does this whole metaphor of the state and equal rights for homosexuals through this lens that is, the state being overbearing on their people, like the story we all know of Robin Hood. So it's good. Marry him in. Awesome. Renato Jones, the 1% issue 2's out. It's the super rich or super effed. And yeah, it's seriously that. He's killing the 1%. If that does anything for you, maybe you're angry. You saw that Hillary Clinton clinched the nomination even before California voted. And you're like, oh, I love Bernie, and I want to read this about the 1%. It's right here. I have it for you. I mean, I could read it to you and just kind of stroke your arm and tell you it's all going to be okay. I mean, can't win them all. Lumberjanes, Gotham Academy, they're crossing over. It's cool. Both books are young characters. Whimsy, I love Lumberjanes. Gotham Academy is cool. I liked it. So if you like either of these properties, you really should get this. And if you like Gotham Academy, you really should check out Lumberjanes. Like, seriously, you should. And finally, the final issue of Grizzly Shark versus Sea Bear. It's all bloody, all the time, crazy death. They seriously fight. The Grizzly Shark seriously fights the Sea Bear. They go at each other for page after page, and it's funny as hell. So I thoroughly love that. Seriously, try Rebirth. I'm for real. I've bought in. I'm in. Let's see what you got, DC. You're giving me what I want as a fan. Oh, you like Green Arrow? Like, yeah. Like, do you like him with a goatee and with Black Canary and as a insufferable liberal? And you want him in Seattle? You liked him in Seattle in that Grell run? Like, yeah. Give me all that. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So DC's giving us what we want. Awesome. So give him another shot. Give him another chance. And if you guys are going to Heroes Con in a couple weeks, I'll be there with my friend Kat from Nerdy Show, and we will be hosting tons of panels, several panels, comic book creator panels. It should be fun. We got some Marvel ones. We got some horror comic ones. We obviously have the gay one. It's kind of a thing. And that's that. Hope to see you there. Thanks. Bye-bye.